So I recently started using this online teleprompter, and although it works pretty well, I have trouble looking at the teleprompter and at the camera at the same time, which is why I got some upgrades. I ended up getting this teleprompter by Elgato, which is simply known as Prompter, and I also got the Stream Deck pedal just to control this prompter with my foot. So in this video, I want to do a quick unboxing and setup and give my first impression of these. All right, so first up is going to be the prompter itself. And up top, there's going to be this little box, the prompter, and then what looks to be a base. And yeah, that's everything in the box. All right, so first up, this little box, let's see what's in it. We have some instruction guides, so a quick user manual. And then 3 little boxes inside this other box. And one of them is going to have the USB cable. And here's what it looks like. So it's going to be USB-A to USB-C. And this thing is going to be pretty long. It's also going to be braided, which is nice. And I do like the fact that the USB-C is going to be angled. On top of that, we also do have like this little booklet inside that same box too. And this other box, we're going to have some back plates. And one of these back plates is going to be for a DSLR and mirrorless camera. And this other one is just going to be a universal shroud back plate. On top of that, there also is going to be this microfiber cleaning cloth with the logo Elgato. And this last box is going to have step-up rings. So there's going to be a bunch of these, 9 total, with 1 hidden in the back. All right, now for the prompter itself. So there it is. And this thing's actually lighter than I thought. We got the 9-inch display at the bottom here. And right here where we're going to see the words. And on the back side, that's where the camera goes through. And yeah, you can see, you can literally see the reflection through here. So you can see my camera right in the front. And on the back side, there's going to be these 2 screws. And of course, at the bottom, we are going to have some mounting screws. This is going to be for a tripod, so we can put it either in here in the center or more towards the back. And finally, there's going to be this other bracket, which I have to figure out how to use. All right, now it's time to set up the prompter itself, and I'm going to start by screwing this onto a tripod. So there's going to be 2 mounting holes, one up front and one in the back. And the back feels like it's going to distribute the weight a little bit better, so I'm going to attach it to this one instead. Just like that. And now it's time to work on the back side. So it does come with these 2 screws. It already comes with this plate attached, and this is going to be for the Facecam Pro. I don't have a Facecam Pro. I'm going to be using my camera, so I can remove this back plate and then replace it with another one. So because I'm using this type of camera, I can't use the back plate for the DSLR mirrorless camera it comes with. So I'm going to be using the other one, which is going to be the universal shroud plate. And this just can go right inside like this. And now it's time for the L brackets. So first off, I just want to attach this to the back here. And then remove this sticker that says mount camera here. And then I'll just thread in my camera from the bottom. And of course, make sure everything is tight and then bring it as close as possible without hitting the mirror. And because this camera does zoom in, I gotta make sure to not go all the way in, although I think that's fine, yeah. Even if I go all the way in, it's not gonna zoom in too much that it's going to interrupt the glass. But once the right angle is set, this can be tightened even more. Forgot to remove the lens cover. And there. So now, this is what I see. Nice and clear. And there, that's the first part set up. Now let me get this hooked up onto the computer. All right, so now it's time to download the actual software for the prompter. So just checking in over here, it told me to go to elgato.com/downloads. And then scrolling down here, we want to download this camera hub, which I just did. And then I could launch this. Continue, agree, install. And just give it a few minutes. All right, so there it is. So here's what the hub looks like. All right, so I brought up the prompter so you can see what's going on with it. So when I mess with the settings, there you can see size increases, size decreases. I can mess with the margins, the vertical margins. Let's see, the line spacing, opacity, text color. Oh yeah, no, I think white, definitely easier to see. And then background color too. Oh wow, yeah, that's very bright. Let me go back to black. So we can also mess with the scrolling. So right here, I'm seeing constant voice sync. Yeah, so this takes me to another page on how to actually use this, but let me go back to here. I'll go to constant, the scrolling speed. Auto loop, reading position, I could change where it starts. If I want it all the way on top, somewhere in the middle, at the bottom. Overlays, so let's see. I can add a cross, a snap, a square, then change the color of that too. Opacity, position. And a cool thing too I'm seeing now is that I can actually separate the script into these different sections, to these different chapters. And then when you see it on the prompter itself, you can see how it's more organized, a little bit more detailed, versus just a bunch of clumped up words together. And then right now I'm just pressing it, so it just goes to these different chapters, these different sections. And the cool thing about this prompter is the fact that you can use it just as a second screen. So right over here for content, we can put it for chat. So if you're connected to Twitch and you want to see your live chat, it'll go ahead and display here. Now I don't use Twitch, I don't stream, so this isn't really useful to me. But what will be useful to me is going to be this second display. Yeah, I see my mouse right over here. So I can open up something else, such as this image of a cat. So this is pretty cool and all, but what I'm really excited about is using the Stream Deck with the prompter. All right, so now time for the Stream Deck pedal. Yeah, this thing has some pretty good weight to it. And there it is, so it's gonna be metal on the back. It's got these, I think they're rubber. They may be rubber feet, yeah. And then the buttons, so there's 3 different buttons, and this one's gonna be the biggest in the middle. We got the logo there. And then there's also some other stuff that comes in here. It's going to be the user manual and a power cable. And this is going to be USB-A to USB-C. And it looks like I can actually take this off. Oh, actually, no. It kind of looks like it because there's this little divot there. But you actually can take it off. And this is going to be a nice braided cable. We also have a smaller manual. And there's also going to be a bunch of these little baggies, which is going to be some spring sets. So I guess this is for the tension. And also the middle pedal stopper. All right, so now it's time to install the software for the Stream Deck. So we're going to be using the same website as before, elgato.com/downloads. Head over down and then download the Stream Deck, which I already did. And then let me just install this. All right, so there it is. So now this can be connected on the back side, and then make sure it's connected to the computer. And then you can see it's blue, so it's turning on. All right, so I was watching a quick video of what to do next from here, just because I wasn't seeing options for the camera. So what we gotta do is click on this button here, and then it'll take me to this page, and here I can write Camera Hub. And then just get this. Ooh, guess I gotta create an account. All right, so everything's downloaded. Now I have all these different options for Camera Hub, and one of the main ones I was said to go was prompter control. And then this can be for the scroll. Yeah, so that'll scroll down, and then this one I can have it to scroll upwards. Now I want to keep the speeds consistent, so I'll do it kind of like 5 here, and this one I'll do -5. And the middle one, I guess I can put prompter control again, and then this can be like a play pause one. And it immediately starts working, so if I press the right side, oops, starts going down, scrolling down, let go. And now it's scrolling down to whatever speed it was currently set at. Yeah, scroll speed 44%. So let me just change it to nothing. So when it's nothing, that means I would be the only one responsible for scrolling down. Let go. Or scroll back up and let go. And I guess the play pause, let's see if it actually does something. No, it wouldn't do anything. Let's see if I have a 100% playback speed. All right, let me press it again. There. Now it plays, and then it pauses, and then I can just manually control it, and I let go. Yeah, the controls still work well. And one more thing too about this is that the tension can be adjusted simply by removing these screws and then changing out the springs. But in my case, this feels pretty solid. Feels fine. It is kind of hard to do, but because it's going to be with my foot, it'll be fairly easy to press down. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the combo. I'm glad I got this type of teleprompter with this pedal. It's going to make reading scripts a lot easier, and now I can control the speed. I can flow much better without having as many mess ups. But yeah, that's a quick unboxing and setup of the prompter and the Stream Deck.